Welcome, everyone. It's Bear Essentials with Bear Buyers, and we're going to discuss why your build's not just good enough by itself. The best builds done and executed incorrectly can sometimes mean your failure in running missions and events. In close quarters, in close quarters combat in real life, as in Division 2, can be a real game changer. So we're going to break down close quarters combat and the 6 attributes that make it successful. That is speed, surprise, violence of action, situational awareness, team communications, and proper use of cover and concealment. And in Division 2, those work just like in real life. If you execute these to the best of your ability, you can take a build that maybe isn't as good as the next guys and succeed in PvP and dominate in PvE. So let's break each one down. First, speed in close quarters combat emphasizes its tactical and gameplay relevance. Feel free to add clips. Speed kills in Division 2 when you're in the thick of Speed kills in Division 2 when you're in the thick of close quarters combat. The fastest agent often walks away and the slower one bleeds out. CQC in this game isn't just about raw firepower. It's a test of reaction time, positioning, and precision. But today, we're zoning in on one critical factor that often separates life from death: speed of action. In close quarters combat is brutal. It happens in tight spaces, hallways, buildings, cover to cover bush ambushes. There's no time to scope out targets and plan 5 moves ahead. Either you act fast or you're out of the fight. Speed in CQC isn't just about sprinting. It's about how fast you get into position, how quickly your ads aim down your sights, how fast you swap weapons, slide into cover, dodge roll, or reposition to flank. In the high pressure PvP, a second can be the difference between clinching the win and seeing the respawn screen. In PvE, especially in legendary and other, and when facing hunters, speed is survival. You can't tank forever, and you need to move, dodge, and adapt instantly. If you're serious about dominating close quarters combat, your build has to reflect that. Prioritize movement speed, weapon handling, cooldown efficiency, gears like Striker's battle gear and Hunter's Fury. Reward aggression, high speed playstyles. Mods that boost reload speed, handling, agility can give you the edge in a face-to-face fight. If you don't forget talents, things like adrenaline rush, intimidate, clutch, synchronize, synergy with fast up close fighting. Synergize with fast up close fighting. Stack them with the movement enhancing skills like the shield, stinger hive, or pulse jammer, and suddenly you're not just fast, you're lethal. In PvP, speed is offense and defense. sprinting between cover, slide canceling. Quick aiming allows you to maneuver. Quick aiming allows you to outmaneuver slower players. Speed lets you push aggressively and still retreat safely. It's about creating chaos, exploiting hesitation. A slow player waits for the perfect moment. A fast one makes that moment happen. In PvE, speed helps you manage multiple threats, flanking, dodging grenades, clearing enemies quickly, all relying on your ability to move and act fast. AI punishes stillness, especially on higher difficulties. Move fast, kill faster, or get overwhelmed. Speed in close quarters combat is a skill and a strategy. It's not just about button mashing, it's about anticipation, flow, and momentum. You need to know when to push, when to retreat, know when to keep your enemy reacting to you. So the next time you gear up in Division 2, ask yourself, are you fast enough for the fight you're about to face? Or is it time to get faster? Like, share, and subscribe for Division 2 tactics, builds, and breakdowns. Stay sharp, stay fast, and I'll see you in the dark zone. Welcome. It's Bear Essentials with Bear Buyers on the second part of Close Quarters Combat. Today, we're going to be breaking down the element of surprise. In the Division 2, Close Quarters Combat is fast, violent, and unforgiving. While the gun skills matter, one thing gives you the upper hand before the first shot is ever fired: the element of surprise. Master it, and you control the fight. Lose it, and you're just reacting. Today, we're talking about how the surprise is your deadliest weapon in close quarters combat. Let's get one thing straight. Whoever fires the first effective shot in close quarters combat almost always wins. That's where the surprise comes in. You're not just trying to shoot first. You want to catch your enemy completely unprepared. If they're adjusting, reloading, scanning another angle, stuck in a menu screen, that's your moment to strike. In those tight spaces, there's less room to escape, less time to react. So when you flank, push while they're distracted, or drop in unexpectedly. It's game over, man. Surprise isn't just a tactic, it's a false multiplier, and we all know in Division 2, multiplicable is the bomb. You don't need to be invisible to surprise someone. Just smart movement, positioning, and timing. Use cover to mask your approach. Hit from unexpected angles. Loop behind enemies using tight corridors, stairs, or ladders. In PvP, people often focus their vision in one direction. Break that pattern. Use Pulse Jammer to blindside heavy skill builds. Deploy a Stinger Hive or Seeker Mines to force movement, then pounce when they break cover. Even decoys can be misdirection tools to pull their attention in the wrong way. And gear matters. Builds like Hunter's Fury or Ongoing Directive built brilliantly with aggressive ambush-based tactics. Use gear talents that activate on kill or when the enemy is affected by status. That's when the surprise hits the hardest. In PvP, surprise is everything. Most fights are decided within the first 3 seconds. If your opponent sees you a second too late, they're dead before they react. Use your map. Use distractions. Attack from where they least expect it. Back doors, rooftops, underground paths. Change your approach every time. In PvE, especially in the higher difficulty content, surprise lets you control the flow. Rush elite enemies before they can group up. Take out that medic and the engineers before they can activate their skills. Aggro control is key. If you kill fast and unpredictably, the AI gets staggered and disorientated. Surprise turns a hard room into an easy one. The best Division 2 players aren't just accurate, they're unpredictable. They move like ghosts. They hit like hammers and vanish before the enemy can respond. That's the power of surprise. The next time you're loaded into a mission or stepping into the dark zone, ask yourself, how can I hit them when they least expect it? Because close quarters combat, if they see you coming, you've already lost an edge. Drop a like if this helped you sharpen your game. Subscribe for more advanced Division 2 tactics and breakdowns and builds. Until next time, stay smart, stay deadly, and never let them see you coming. Bear Essentials with Bear Buyers, back with episode 3 of Close Quarters Combat Breakdown in Division 2. Today, violence of action is immediate, overwhelming, aggressive execution of force to seize control of the situation. But it's not being reckless. It's not being Leroy Jenkins. It's not about that. It's about committing 100% to the fight the moment it starts. In Division 2, Close Quarters Combat, it means pushing with purpose, hitting with speed, and not giving your enemy a chance to react. You overwhelm them visually, mentally, and tactically. The faster and harder you strike, the less time they have to process, react, and counter. You're not fighting for control. You're taking it. To pull off violence of action, your build should be aggressive and sustainable. Think of Hunter's Fury, Striker's Battle Gear, or even Foundry Bulwark for shield rushers. These sets reward forward momentum, not defense. Talents like Intimidate, Adrenaline Rush, Killing Machine stack bonuses as you push in. Take a shotgun or SMG, a shield, a Stinger Hive, Seeker Mine, and suddenly you're not just fighting, you're crushing. The goal? End the fight before it happens. Drop the first enemy so fast that the rest of the squad scrambles. That's how you fracture a team with momentum and aggression. In CQC, the indecision gets you killed. If you engage, you finish. That's violence of action. In PvP, this means pre-aiming corners, pre-fighting, pre-firing, pushing immediately after damage. Don't pause. Don't peek. Slide in, strafe hard. Land those first critical shots. Force one-on-ones and take space fast, and never give it back. In PvE, the principle still holds. Engage hard. Eliminate the high threat targets, engineers, rushers, controllers, and keep moving. AI isn't built for shock. They'll stagger and fall apart if you move decisively. Violence of action does not mean chaos. It means deliberate, aggressive dominance. Violence of action is a mindset. It's about confidence, momentum, and precision under pressure. In close quarters combat, you can't wait to see what happens. You have to make it happen. If you're aggressive without direction, you're reckless. But if you're fast, focused, and decisive, you're unstoppable. So the next time you breach a room or enter the DZ, don't creep around looking for a fight. Be the fight. Drop a like if you're amped up and subscribe for more deep dive tactics, loadout strategies, and builds. And keep pushing, keep dominating, and remember, close quarters combat, the most violent player wins. Bear Essentials with Bear Buyers, back with episode 4 of Close Quarters Combat in Division 2, and today it's about team communication. Now, I know some of you are solo players, a lot of you solo at times, and there's still communication with yourself, understanding, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about that when you're playing with those randos and you're playing with your team, you're playing with your events like Countdown and Summit, and you're playing with some of your favorite people. In Division 2, bullets fly fast, enemies push hard, and cover can vanish in seconds. In close quarters combat, it's not always the strongest and fastest players who survive. It's the one who's paying attention. Today, we're breaking down a skill that doesn't come from a build or a gear set, but it wins fights more than any other, and that's situational awareness. Situational awareness means understanding your environment, tracking your enemy's movements, and predicting what's happening at that time in real time. And CQC, there's space is tight and time is shorter. Awareness is everything. It's knowing where your exits are, catching that flanker out of the corner of your eye. It's hearing that grenade pin and predicting that turret drop before it's too late. You can't win fights you don't see coming. Awareness lets you anticipate instead of react. And in Division 2, anticipation wins firefights. In close quarters combat, fight is close, fast, and deadly. And when you have you don't have the luxury of time to figure things out. You have to read the room in seconds. You need to know where the threats are. What cover is safe? Is a flank coming? Where will I push from next? Players with high situational awareness track all this consistently, visually, audibly, intuitively. They pre-aim where enemies will appear, and they repossession before they're overwhelmed. They watch their mini-map like a second screen, and in those tight hallways and stairways, it's their sixth sense that keeps them alive. You can train situational awareness. Start by improving your audio settings, hearing those footsteps, gunshots, ability to activate all give away positions. Always check your mini-map, especially for skill deployments and NPC aggro indicators. Use pulse, drones, and scanner skills to get live data on enemy positions, especially in PvP. Drop seeker mines or hives around flanks to alert you the oncoming threats from angles that you don't see. And in PvE, learn spawn patterns. Many missions have predictable enemy waves that you can anticipate. Don't have tunnel vision. Make a huge mistake in CQC is locking in on one target while their enemy is circled behind you or somebody spawns to your left or right. Awareness means pulling back mentally and asking, what is happening around here right now? Situational awareness turns from a reactive player into a proactive predator. You stop getting surprised. You stop walking into traps. You start moving with purpose, covering angles, predicting flanks, and staying one step ahead. In Division 2, CQC isn't just a physical battle. It's a mental chess match fought at high speed. And if you want to survive the chaos, you've got to see the whole board. So stay alert, trust your instincts, sharpen your awareness every time you play. If this helps you level up your tactical game, hit the like button and subscribe. For combat strategies, subscribe for more combat strategy deep dives. Until next time, don't fight harder, fight smarter. This is Bear Essentials with Bear Buyers. I hope you turned into more education. Bear Essentials with Bear Buyers, episode 5 of Close Quarters Combat. Today we're going to break down team communications. You can have the best aim, the fastest reflexes, the nastiest build in Division 2, but if your team isn't talking, you're already at a disadvantage. In close quarters combat, things happen fast, and without clear, effective communication, even the strongest squad can get wiped. Today, we're diving into why teams communication is a real game changer in CQC. Close quarters combat is chaotic. Enemies rush, grenades fly, flanks open up, decisions need to happen in real time. In that kind of environment, communication isn't a luxury, it's a weapon. A well-coordinated team doesn't need to guess what's happening. One teammate calls out "to right," the other one is already rotating. Someone says "pushing now," the team collapses on the target instantly. Good communications create shared awareness. In tight environments like hallways, staircases, and tight street corners, shared awareness is the difference between a clean kill and a confused wipe. Good comms are clear, concise, and consistent. No rambling, no backtalk, no background noise, no panic. Here's what works. Call positions. 1 on me, 2 left, flanker behind blue car. Or call actions. Resing now, using pulse, about to go down. Call statuses like armor cracked, popped unbreakable, no med kits. You don't need to narrate everything. Just give the team the intel they need for smart decisions fast. And always confirm when you call is heard. Copy, got it, pushing now. That tight communication builds momentum. Let's talk results. In PvP, team communication dominates. They isolate enemies, chain kills, and punish sloppy pushes. One player flushes, one player baits, the other one flanks, and we all know what's happening because they said so. In PvE, communication prevents chaos, calling out elite spawns, cooldowns, heavy threats, letting somebody adapt on the fly. Somebody sees a rusher sprinting left, the whole squad shifts. Someone drops, two cover, one revives without ever needing to ask. Without comms, you're just four solo players sharing a control point. With comms, you're a unit, and that changes everything. Also, let's keep in mind that communication before you ever enter the fight makes the whole situation more fun. If one player needs a certain item to complete, communication ahead of time makes those communication ahead of time prevents failure in expectations. Say, there's a lot of frustration, especially if you're playing with new players. Communication is a key to keep the game fun. Communication is a hidden skill that turns good teams into great ones. You don't need to be a chatterbox, just reliable, alert, and engaged. Call what you see, listen when others speak, and move as a team. In CQC, seconds matter. When your squad talks with purpose, you make sure seconds count. So next time you're in the dark zone or pushing a legendary mission, ask yourself, are we synced up? Are we just winging it? Smash that like button if this smash that like button if this has helped you and your crew be more tactical. Drop a comment if your squad has callouts or funny comm moments. Hit the subscribe button for more Division 2 strategy content. Until next time, remember, talk to win or die in silence. Welcome back, Bear Essentials with Bear Buyers, with the last installment of Close Quarters Combat in Division 2. Let's first, let's get to the base. First, let's get the basics clear. Cover protects you from bullets. Concealment hides you from sight, but it won't stop incoming fire. In CQC, you'll use both. A flip table, a low wall, a door frame. That's cover. Smoke, clutter, blind corners, that's concealment. The mistake many players make is confusing the two, or worse, ignoring both of them. They rush wide open, camp in spots with no escape, and when the bullets start flying, they're left scrambling. And you can have the best aim in the world, but without cover, you're dead before you can even say ads. In Division 2, Clover. In Division 2, cover isn't defense, it's your anchor. In tight fights, cover keeps you alive while you reload, use skills, scan the battlefield. But it's also offense when you can cover to bait enemies, force them into unpredictable angles, or funnel them into a kill zone. Think about it. When you're behind solid cover, you control the fight. You have to move, you get to hold. They have to move and you get to hold. In PvP, smart cover usage lets you peek quickly, lean to snap headshots, or turtle just long enough for your skill cooldown. In PvE, especially in the higher difficulties, cover is mandatory. Try standing out in open on heroic and you won't last long. Good cover isn't about where you are, it's about where you can go. Also, think 2 steps ahead. Ask yourself, can I fall back if it gets hot? Can I flank from here? What's my escape route? Where are the kill boxes? Keep moving between cover points. Static players get grenaded, flanked, mortared, and overwhelmed. Dynamic players stay alive. Use cover to cover mechanic to reposition yourself quickly, break line of sight, or push up under pressure. Also, angle discipline matters. Don't expose your whole body to take a shot. Peek slightly, slice the room, and only show enough to return fire. Proper angles make you harder to hit and easier to protect. At the end of the day, the person who uses cover well controls the tempo of the fight. Whether you're clearing a hallway, defending a room, storming a landmark, cover gives you the stability, protection, and options. Concealment lets you move unseen. Cover lets you fight unbroken. Use both and you'll start surviving fights you used to lose and dominating fights you used to fear. So don't just run and gun. Learn your environment. Play the angles. Own the cover and you'll own the fight. Drop a like if this helped sharpen your tactics. Hit the subscribe button for more Division 2 breakdowns, battle-tested guides, and great builds. Until next time, stay sharp, stay in cover, and always fight smart. This is Bear Essentials. This is CQC, Close Quarters Combat in Division 2 series. Thank you.